Hello, welcome to piano lesson number 2. Woo! Okay, so pretty much if you haven't seen the first lesson, I'd recommend you go to that and start there and then come to this one because they kind of go together, I guess. And if you don't remember what was in the first one, I'd probably just go back to that and start over again and just review what you learned before. Okay, so let's get right into it, okay? So the first thing we're going to learn is the difference between a whole tone and a semitone. And you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, what's going on? He's getting all complicated on me. But really this is pretty simple. You're just basically going between every note up the piano. So if you listen to this, it sounds like every note is going up, right? Right? Okay. So we can pretty much conclude that going like this is the pattern that goes up. So these notes all fall together in a row. These are the notes that would be in a row. Okay? So think of these like a chain. You can't, if you're going from this note to this note, you're missing this link right here. Okay? So these are always going up. Okay. So from here to here is one link. That is a semitone. So from going one link to the next link, that is a semitone. So think of it like that. Now if you skip a link, that's a whole tone. So from here, now you skip this link, now you're here. That is one whole tone. So okay, so if you go from here, that's just going to the next link, right? So that is a semitone. Okay, so what about here? What is this going to be called? Now you're probably thinking, oh, maybe that's a whole tone because there's no black note. It's just going from white note to white note. No, because look, no black note means this is going to here. So that's just the next link. Just the next link of the whole chain. So that's a semitone. So a whole tone would actually be from here to here. Because that's skipping one note. Or one chain, link in the chain. Okay, so if you think of it like that, should help you out a lot. I'm telling you this mostly because this will help you learn any scale in the piano, but I will get to that at a later lesson. Right now we're just going to focus on the pattern, okay? So the pattern for a major scale is whole tone, semitone, whole tone, whole tone, semitone. So 2 whole tones, 1 semitone, 3 whole tones, and 1 semitone, and then that's it. So if you watch carefully, that's a whole tone. That's a whole tone. So that we have 2 now. Now from here to here, that's a semitone, so we have that 1 semitone. From here to here, that's 1 whole tone. That's another, and that's another, and that's a semitone. So ta-da! Oh my god! Okay, so we got that going. So if you can do that on C, do you think you might be able to do that on every other key? Yes you can. Okay, so let's start on G. This is the scale we're going to learn today, guys, okay? So G. So we're looking at G right now and we're like, okay, this looks confusing. But if you just remember the pattern, everything is okay. Okay, so watch. That's 1 whole tone. 1 whole tone. Okay, so we've got our 2 whole tones. Now we need the semitone. Okay, that's our semitone right there. Now we need another whole tone, and remember, we needed 1 more, right? Because we have to have 3. So we're going to miss this note. That's our next whole tone, and then we have to have a semitone. So it comes back to G. So listen up. That sounds major, right? Because this is a major. They sound similar but different because they're in different pitches. Okay, so that is a G major. I'll play it one more time carefully so you can see it clearly. Got it? Okay, I hope so. If you don't, just re-watch this again. Okay, Next thing we're going to do is intervals. This should be pretty simple actually. Okay, so the interval is actually just pretty much, okay, I'll just get into it actually. Okay, so we're in the key of C major right here, right? Okay, so this you can pretty much say is going to be your first note, right? Yeah, okay. And this is your last note. So how many notes are from here to here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So we know from here to here is an eighth. So that's what we would actually call it in piano. It's called an eighth. So if someone asks you what the interval between C to the next C, that's an eighth. People call it a perfect octave or a perfect eighth. Okay. Okay, so the other ones are just a scale. Pretty much they call each note one number for whatever they are in the scale. So from 1 to 8. So from here to here, that would be a second. So from number 1 to number 2, that's a second. From number 1 to number 3, that's a third. From number 1 to number 4, that is a fourth. From number 1 to number 5, that's a fifth. To number 1 to number 8, oh sorry, 6. That's a sixth. From 1 to 6, that's a sixth. 1 to the 7th, that's a seventh. And 1 to 8. Okay, so those are your scale degrees, as you would call them, I guess. So that would be the same for this. So the fifth from the first of G major to the fifth, that's called the fifth. Excuse my speech impediment, it's my braces that just totally screw my lips up all the time. Kinda sucks, but yeah, I'm getting them off soon. Not that you really care, but whatever. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is learn a little piece called Mary Had a Little Lamb, and it's actually the first piece I ever learned on the piano. So this will be interesting. Okay. So watch carefully. This is actually quite simple. Oh, sorry, actually it starts on the E. Okay, so one more time. Okay, so any questions? I guess you can't really respond to any questions right now. Leave comments if you have questions, send messages, whatever. I don't really care. I don't have... Well, I can respond. Sometimes I am pretty busy, but if you guys have something to talk about, or a question or something like that, or even some advice for maybe another lesson, I'll be open to it. So just send me whatever's on your mind. Okay, that concludes this lesson, and I'll be probably making another one within the next few days. And that will involve like chording, broken chords, solid chords, stuff like that. It's not really that complicated, but you might want to go through it a few times just to make sure you have everything. Okay, so happy practicing. I would probably repeat things over and over until you get it really kind of like stuck in your head almost. It's like the more you do it, your brain kind of picks up these neural pathways or something, and then you kind of just play autopilot almost. Anyway, as you play, you will have better command of your fingers and everything like that. So, hopefully everything's going good for you. See ya!